Hello guys, in this lecture we will study about denture base resin. Topics to be covered in this lecture are a brief intro to denture bases and its history, synthetic resins, acrylic resin, polymethyacrylic resin and its type and its composition. So in order to replace a missing tooth, we have many options. It can be implant, it can be crown, bridges or a denture. So in denture basically, we attach artificial teeth to a denture base. And in this lecture, we will study about what are those materials which can help in the formation of a denture base. Earlier, we have tried to make a denture base with the help of vulcanized rubber, bone, and even with porcelain, but we failed as it had many disadvantages. So, synthetic resins came to our rescue. So, what are resins? Resins are basically viscous substances which are secreted by the plants, and when they are viscous, they are actually in their monomer form. And when these monomers under stimulus change into polymers, they change into very hard substance. So using this concept, we manufactured a wide variety of synthetic resins. Some synthetic resins which are very popularly used in dentistry are vinyl, acrylic, polycarbonate, polyurethane and epoxy resin. These resins have wide variety of uses in dentistry. Apart from making dentures, they can be used in making orthodontic appliances, custom trays, artificial teeth, and even in the formation of crowns. So the main hero of our today's lecture is acrylic resin. We use these resins in dentistry. The basic concept is actually we take resins in their monomer form, and then with the monomers we mix initiators, and under the influence of activator, polymerization of the monomer starts and polymer forms. Acrylic is named so because its monomers are derived from acrylic acid or methacrylic acid. So basically, any resin with monomers derived from acrylic acid or methacrylic acid is known as acrylic resin. So the acrylic resin which we commonly use is polymethyl methacrylate resin. So as you can see, it have methacrylate acid in it and it is derived from methacrylate acid, so it is known as acrylic resin. It's actually divided into three classes: heat activated, chemically activated and light activated. For the polymerization to occur, there should be free radicals. An initiator is the main hero who gives free radicals, and these free radicals then help the monomer to change into polymer. But initiator gives free radicals only when they are activated by an activator. So we have classified polymethyl methacrylate resin into three types on the basis of activator, and then we place it in a water bath so that it gets cured. It's known as heat activated resin. But we mix a resin and it sets by its own. The polymerization reaction starts by its own. It's known as chemically activated or self cure acrylic resins. But if we place it under a source of light, it's known as light activated resin. So how it's supplied? We generally get two bottles. In one bottle we have powder and in one bottle we have liquid. In case of self cure or chemically cure, what we do is in one bottle we add initiator, in one bottle we add activator, and when we have to use this resin, what we do is we mix these two bottles and polymerization starts and monomer changes to polymer. But in case of heat cure and chemical cure, in case of heat cure and light cure, initiator is already there in one of the bottle. We mix these two bottles and then we place it under a source of heat. So heat activates the initiator and polymerization start. In case of light cure, one bottle have initiator, we mix these two bottles and then we place it under a source of light and its polymerization starts. So let's come to the composition. The composition of heat activated and chemically activated resin is almost same. There is difference of only one constituent, and that constituent is in case of chemical cure, we need to add a chemical in the powder or in the liquid itself to activate the initiator. So it is dimethyl paratoluidine which is added in the liquid in chemical cure. But in case of heat cure, there is no need to add the activator, any chemical activator, because here the activator is heat. So here you can see there is no dimethyl paratoluidine. So there is a difference of only one chemical in both the materials. Rest all the constituents of heat cure and chemical cure are same. So let's study its composition constituent is methyl methacrylate in the liquid and polymethyl methacrylate in the powder. So basically in the liquid the resin is in the monomer form, but in the powder the resin is in the polymer form. Why so? Understand a concept here. These are two units of monomers. They have their own electrical field around them, and with that electrical field they repel each other. So there is an area between them. But when polymerization starts, these two molecules come together to each other and they form a bond. So the area between them has reduced. This is known as polymerization shrinkage. That is, when polymerization occurs, the material shrinks. So the polymerization shrinkage is actually 21%, and if there would be 21% shrinkage, there would be difficulties in denture based fabrication. So what we do is we mix already polymerized resin in the powder and then we take monomer in the liquid form. Now the second component is initiator, that is benzoyl peroxide. Now the third component, which is now the third important component, is glycol dimethacrylate. It's a cross linking agent. Why we add a cross linking agent? So there are two chains of polymers. We want more and more strength of this polymer. What we do is we add a cross linking agent and it forms a net. So obviously the chains would have less strength as compared to the network. So we add glycol dimethacrylate. This glycol dimethacrylate is similar to methyl methacrylate in the structure, and one molecule of glycol dimethacrylate can combine two chains together. So how it helps us? First, resistance. Secondly, ethanol in diet destroys the non-cross-linked resins, so it also helps us. So the basic constituents in the composition was in the liquid methyl methacrylate and then glycol dimethacrylate. Then we add a inhibitor so that in the bottles the polymerization reaction doesn't start. That's hydroquinone. Then we add a dibutyl phthalate. It's a plasticizer. In the powder we add polymethyl methacrylate, benzoyl peroxide, certain copolymers, that is ethyl or butyl methacrylate, which improves its properties. Then to impart color to the resin, we add dyes, we add opacifiers, we add certain fibers just to improve its aesthetic. So we add polymer, we add monomer, we add initiator, we add accelerator, we add activator, and the polymer forms and its exothermic reaction. So that is heat is liberated.